is by far the strongest shape.
It's like a few triangles.
Yeah. Well, we saw that from TT. They went for the triangle. Yeah, exactly.
They did indeed, and they played it well. Where's my... Oh, they've got rid of him. That black screen right there, that's the water wall right there. It's been removed.
Yeah, shut it down.
Shut it down. That's unfortunate for us. I was excited to bring that one back. But yeah, no point having him on screen, really. That's it.
Too much water. Yeah. He's pure H2O.
Yeah, H2O at this point.
Hydrate.
77 points for 4 Thrives, just shy that 10-point average now. But Regnum Kai is definitely bringing it back up to speed. DRX still following in turn with that 64. But Team Secret still looking fairly good here on Erangel. It was a nice maneuver over towards the Wizard Tower, but not much you can do from there. I think once Thunderhawks realise your position, I don't really know what you do off the back of that. Tough playing path all the way over towards the eastern side. So it's going to be a lot of teams flocking over towards the west. So teams should understand that a lot of this eastern area will be picked up depending on this next circle.
Curious to see how things are going to start to go as well for Alpha. Obviously, like it's just said, halfway point, right? It feels like it's been kind of rough. Aggro. They've been diving in, bro. Like, it's not been ideal. First 2 games, I think, you know, some of the issues they've run into, just losing so much. God, look at the numbers on this, though. Hang on, Falak. God, he's up there.
He's blasting. He absolutely is blasting. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Suk for 396, 4 meters off the max. That's a lovely target to set here early in the tournament.
4 meters shy for the big 400.
Yeah, big. Very, very big. At the moment, we've got IQ and Falak as our top naders with 4 and 3 apiece. Makes sense, really. Very, very good when it comes to that combat using the ordnance. You get a western shift on the circle. Now, I think this is important to bring up as well, purely because we did have that eastern plane. A lot of this area on the western side completely free.
Yeah. North
George open, South George open, Hospital, Gatka. So if you want to get a move on early, heading over towards that side, there's a lot of free areas to be taken. Kinotrope picking up Pachinki. Falcons are not playing here. They're observing today. We had a nice interview, reflection earlier, talking to Pico, basically asking him what their ideas were today, what they were going to check in on. And I think that Kinotrope drop in Pachinki is definitely something they'll be looking in on, and whether Kinotrope will give it up when they play against one another.
It's looked a little bit shaky as well for Kinotrope. You know, they've had some opportunities where it feels like they see the one chance, the eyes light up, full commit, and then everyone just gets taken down from the side. So it's not really been the absolute cinema you might want for the Kino boys.
It has not. No, it's not. It's not been Kino at all. But I think it's a typical thing where you want to see them get back up to speed. I think Max brought up a brilliant point earlier,
as he always does,
about how, you know, in terms of international experience, there's only really one player there with Ozzy-san. It's difficult getting on a big stage like this, an intimidating stage at the PUBG Mobile World Cup is never easy to deal with. I think if you don't have a lot of that international experience, it's even worse. So the jitters do come early. Now, this is just the group stage. You will go to survival stage. We're not cutting anyone out just yet. So you do have that second chance at least right now, taking these days ahead, just to acclimatize yourself basically to the area you're in, honestly.
Yeah, the schedule, the flow, the noise as well. Like, it gets really loud in there. The reverberations, man. It's kind of a crazy thing, right?
The team shouting at one another across the room.
Well, we were seeing it yesterday, right? Like, everyone was actually popping off and looking super animated.
Giving it.
And I think that's one of the things, you know, when you come into that mix, it is a melting pot where it feels like suddenly you might not just be ready for it. Like, the animation, the human element of PUBG Mobile catches you off guard.
It's the emotional levels as well. It's really nice to see. You can tell when teams are feeling, you know, a little bit down or elated after a win. It's one thing I've noticed about 4 Thrives, at least, is coming off the back of great games, quite calm, actually.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, collected. You know, there's no mismatch there for them. I think for 4 Thrives, it's a good thing. Something we saw a lot of times. For instance, Senator used to coach over there for a lot of teams so far, had a lot of coaching experience, but he was always in there calming teams down.
Yeah.
Calming their players down as well, making sure that they weren't getting overhyped when they won a game. They weren't getting underhyped, saddened by a bad game. But it feels like 4 Thrives have already got that down just with the mix itself.
Yeah, well, if you get that like adrenaline spike straight into the downtime between the next start, it can take it out of you, and suddenly you're not feeling yourselves. It takes a little bit longer to make those snap decisions. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, bro. It definitely can throw you off massively. So there is a fine art to being able to balance it. Keep the heart rate low, but the happiness high.
Yeah, some teams feed off it though. I know that Alpha 7 in particular, when they have a bad game, there is discord in the team, right?
You could cut the tension with a knife. Like we've seen it sometimes on the player accounts.
Revo is not happy with you, so you're having to sort that out as well. But it's almost a hunger thing where I think they're all very reasonable with one another. They're not afraid to be like, this was bad.
Yeah.
We need to sort this out right now. Like, I don't like what happened there, and they will fix it. So they don't get themselves into a situation where they're completely thrown off by their emotions, but instead just feed that into their gameplay, which is tough to do, in my opinion. I think you have to be with a team for a long time, as Mafioso, Korea, as well as Revo have been, so they can have those conversations with one another and not instantly want to, take it out after the games. They're just like, this is gameplay. We're going to complain when we need to, and we'll fix it. But after the day's done, we're all best friends again. So yeah, it's an important thing to consider. Do you want to feed that hunger, or do you want to keep it chillaxed?
Yeah, the unpack of the bag is important. Being able to fully break everything down, no holes barred, but then know everyone's on the same page. Just come back in with that mental reset. You see the difference. So the caliber of teams that can compartmentalize it, but understand when you need to call something out.
Absolutely, dude. I think Alpha Gaming's a big one for this because they have some massive names on board. And the one thing I do worry about this team is the ego check. Right? You've got Top, you've got Doc, you've got Zyol. These three players in particular, Reefers has just been an anchor for that team, in my opinion, keeping them all held down, honestly. Humble, basically, pretty much. But for those three players, they have masses of amounts of experience. And working together, how does that work? Is that why they're getting so aggressive? Everyone wants to just get into the thick of it. I don't think Doc is used to having players that also want to make kind of similar Doc plays, where he can't make a crazy play, maybe get away with 3 or 4 elims and go down, because it's like, well, Zyol and Top have joined me for this, and now the whole team is dismembered. It's not good.
No. You see it, though. The optics is there, where it is almost as if, you're all competing against each other within the bounds of the roster with one goal as the main focus. But sometimes it goes a little bit, more the other way than you'd want it to. Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up, and you need to fix it a little bit. Obviously, halfway point of the day, you're relatively far down the overall standings with the points you've been able to acclimate so far. Can't be having that.
It's funny as well because, we saw earlier that, from the analysts at least, their predictions for today, the teams to watch was 3 for 3 on Alpha Gaming. And I even spoke to you then, and I was like, hey man, just so we're aware right now, Alpha Gaming, they're looking like this because you can't not predict them. You can't afford not to predict that team, because if they, it's going to be monstrous. But at the same time, this is a team that can just fall dead in the water so quick. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. We're just at 8 points over 2 games. There's still plenty of matches to bring that points number up, but I do think for Alpha Gaming, they're a team that, you have to include in the conversation and just keep watch over them. Vision losing a player early. That's over towards that eastern side. I think that's coming through from all our ego.
Very well could be. It seems like they're just in the back line there. And they've been a team that's no stranger today, taking fights even when they're in the back foot. It's looked very aggressive. But even for them, right, it's another team where it feels like they've kind of been hit with the unlucky stick with some of the starts, but been able to bail themselves out massively.
Yeah.
The points you're accumulating just off the elims has been huge for them. So one big game, suddenly you're thinking, all right, maybe there is more to be said.
And keep themselves in the mix. I mean, they've already pretty much caught up to Fireflux in 16. Obviously, Fireflux were having one of the worst days for themselves yesterday, and it's not been great today either. I mean, they started on 20 points, now up to 24 points, so it's not been great on the day. But for Alter Ego to get here on what has been a little bit of a rough start, it's nice to see that they're never backing down. Alpha Gaming, though, coming up against Thunder Talk here, assisted by Fireflux. I think Thunder Talk's taken an early exit.
It's like the lineup as well, though. Vision then in the back, further away. Everyone's taking pot shots at one another, so commotion breaking out amongst the 4, resulting in quite a few early removals of players. So dwindling those numbers immediately. Off the chicken dinner last time. That's going to be rough for you, then falling into a position where you are down to, of course, just one player, no real points already established either. So likelihood of being able to squeeze a lot in back-to-back games and keep that energy high, not looking good for him. That storyline, you can put that one to bed.
It's the replay here. Alter Ego picking up that first elim over towards Visions inside that warehouse, just locked him down, didn't let him back out again. Ended up as merchandise inside the building. But Circle, let's talk about this a little bit, right? We've got Ruins involved. Yangon Galacticos have found themselves out. Watertown, where you got Regnum Kaya currently playing. A lot of fielded area down towards that south side and cut off on the west in terms of rotates, with Everest being that super massive high ground. So it's a bit of a weird one to come into because you have got to go through Pachinki, the fields where Four Thrives are playing, pass through School and Rozok. It's not an easy circle to be moving through, at least on those outer edges and sweeping. There's a lot of cover in those areas. Equally, you don't really want to find yourself over towards Headshot Hills, which is towards the center here, too early and get it spotted out. So this is very good, much going to be a little bit of a passive first 20 minutes of the game, I would say. You're probably going to have some scrapes here and there around the map. But yeah, I would say teams are going to take their time with this.
We got that little POV from Toshbek as well. I think it's interesting. Obviously, you mentioned headshots there. He was getting more headshots than the photographer, mate. Like the quick peeks he was going for, it's wonderful to see. Like stalwart in his defense is right. Felt like he was really good in terms of just defending on entrance. Crisp with the aim. It's what you want to see.
Yeah, and I mean, he's made a good addition. Because I mean, Loxy, Wild, Silas, been playing together for a very, very long time. Last year, PMGC London, they had Sarah involved. I think Sarah really melded into the team very, very well, and they were shy by 2 points on taking the victory over at PMGC versus D plus Kia on one of the most crazy endings on Miramar on the island finish. Ooh. So they've been looking for someone to play with. I think Toshbek has filled that role very nicely, but it is Loxy who is a criminal with the M4.
Yeah, pandemonium caused with the barrage of bullets. Results in the crash on the vehicle, commits with a knockdown.
He's focused as well. You see there, dude, like taking this super serious. It doesn't really make sense as well. They're like 66 points. They're doing fantastically well. I mean, they're catching up to Four Thrives here.
Yeah.
But everything's on the line. I mean, that comes off the back of getting in on 4th place on the spot that they earned from PMGO. Yet they know they've got a lot to prove to the fans.
I just kind of feel like that's sort of been a little bit of the narrative in a lot of the games we've seen. We almost look at them as sort of being the bridesmaid, never really the bride, can't quite get it over the edge. There's been a few times where they've been able to steal it away, but so many chances where you're thinking, yeah, they're going to grab this one. Really good spot, really good setup.
Yeah.
Like they're delivering individually. And I think today, again, as well, so much of a chance you could potentially look to lap. But again, you look at this squad in front of you. Four Thrives, Falak and the boys, they have been playing some phenomenal PUBG Mobile. Decision-making's been on point. The way they've been holding themselves as well. Like you talk about the pressure, physically seeing it on players, there's been none of that. Silas from the sidelines, fires out the shots.
Nice.
Squad set up for it. Loxy straight in. Hard commit onto that as well. Mini 14 takes him down. Vision as well from the side there, get hit on by Alter Ego.
It's pretty slick stuff as well. I mean, Silas always plays this role. He knows he's got to move this vehicle. The tires are getting shot out. He's going to move back over towards his team. Real sharpish. Now the Team Seeker is trying to backstep over towards Regnum Kaya, but provided so much information from that position, stopped Four Thrives from getting a crazy spot in there that they wouldn't have been able to dislodge. So losing a player early like that is just going to make the life of Regnum Kaya easy. They also get a nice pickup over towards Falak, just pilfering the loot crate there. So this is nice from Regnum Kaya.
It's vintage Team Secret from what we've been seeing as well. Throw themselves into these positions and really dial it down. Slow down the pace, look for an opportunity. Never really seem to be the squad that goes in to kick it off. They're just playing for the backline, right? Once someone else presents the opportunity, makes a mistake, then they get involved. To a degree, we've seen that passive play work in a couple of the games over the split yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been as clean today, to be honest.
I mean, again, you bring it up here, and we've seen it a lot in the past, the PUBG Mobile. You're so right in terms of that passive gameplay. It really reminds me of Inco Gaming, for instance, who have made it through a lot of events just by playing that passive gameplay, taking a center position, and just allowing teams to come to them and watching the carnage unfold around them. Unfortunately, in recent times, it's just not quite enough anymore, and you do need to be a bit more proactive. Team Secret has benefited off it so far with 59 points, which is, you know, very respectable. But it's one of those play styles that, you know, it keeps you up towards that top side, but it's not going to give you a win, right? It's not going to put you on that champion podium when it's all finishes and all the dust settles. That's the only thing I worry about for Team Secret.
That's the thing, I suppose, is how long does that go their way? R8 with a dive in. Up close and personal here. Good so far up against IG. Able to handle themselves nicely on the crash towards the ridge side. It's a little bit of cover to work off as well. Restock themselves. Nade over the top though. That's Volt setting himself. Good distance on it. Nice detonation, clean connection. Nade's right on target. Couple left to work with as well amongst the squad. And they're going with a staggered nade, one after another, getting it close on the vehicle. It's going to land on target. The mortar shells raining out. Zavision making it very uncomfortable for R8. However, never alone. Backside, that's Fanta getting the shot off from GMX. You got the drive up here as well. Alter Ego going in. Meanwhile, POV of Solus, that's Fireflux, looking to see if they can steal away any points from the commotion that's been caused here. Smokes up all around. Vision rough for them to get info on this. Nade's going to be close. Right at the feet there.
Keep this calm though for them. Scarface looks to move forward. Little underhand over the top side. There's a lot of damage over towards Prestige. And he will go down. But that's the Gamax off in the distance. So stolen away from Scarface. Kedge is res back up again. So Fireflux can continue to play. And they need a whole lot of points here, Jackie. It's not looking good for them. Vision managed to find themselves a bit more cover over towards a compound off in the distance there. But in comes Alpha Gaming. And will this be a moment where Alpha Gaming suffers, or will they take it to Gamax here? They get one res off. One is down, but they're swift with it.
It looked like a huge nade, but it's going to be more the plays that are made up close and personal. Gamax, struggling on this one as the dive comes in from Alpha. They clean up. The Doctors here.
It's an incredibly swift fight there coming through, and I don't think Gamax had any kind of response. They're going to get 4 death crates to move through. Lovely stuff. Loxy gets up to 600 damage. Will do a lot of work over towards Yangon Galacticos, who find themselves in a crater of misery here versus 4 Thrives. Will not let anyone in to their territory. Lovely addition on this map as well. Those positions gives you a bit more cover to work with. Used to be all flat ground around there. Very, very tough. But that'll do the trick. 4 Thrives. Get themselves some more loot on board. Not only that, but a lovely circle for them to push this one forward. Unfortunately, they are missing right now, I'd say, the star player in Falak.
Honestly, though, you're going to take that every time, man. Like the dive in from Yangdong, the fact they've been able to grab that one away, get the additional stock from it, still have good zone control to play off. Yeah, there could be a lot to build from this, but it's the Moana madness in the back line, getting the shots in. IDA struggling, Influence Rage as well, getting hit heavy, down and out off the back of it. Rosemary still scanning through the smokes and looking to add insult to injury on this one. Bullets through the back window, barely getting out. Aaron putting the pedal to the metal.
In the meantime, Alpha Gaming is just still giving it on those sidelines over towards Kinotrope, and that is a long, long distance they're sending those across. This Scarface to find a double nade over towards Reefus. That will take one down. That was a far scout off towards that eastern side. At least Alpha Gaming do have eyes on towards that, but now you've got the deadly trio coming your way.
So with the distance on the nade. He's the one with his eyes honed in towards Fireflux, looking to stop them from really creating too much commotion. You got the split, of course, as well. Doc and Top making the wrap back around. Potential to get some free points onto the back line of Kinotrope. Regnum Carrier again as well. Team Secret obviously popping up early, now going down.
Very, very important as well, because they need to clear out those players, and Loxy finds Jaiki as well, and he's been in an absolute tear this game. Seriously good plays from him so far. I think he's bordering on 800 damage now. Silas will even find King. should be the last player there for Thunder Talks as well.
Oh, mate. He's the mobile heavy machine gun. Like, absolutely on it right now. That's what I was saying. He smelt blood in the water, back round towards Kenotrope, and hard commits onto it. Barrage coming out, keeping him pinned in. It's uncomfortable.
Oh my days. That is unreal. You see it a lot. You see players go for it, but you'll see a lot of players find success with it. And that's your very storied history player. Still making it work. Doc comes up towards the front line. A brilliant Molotov, and that will be Kenotrope burning to the ground there. Alpha Gaming up to 8 elims, and this is why you cannot count them out. This is why the analyst shouts them out at the start of the day. Is when they start to pop off, it is hard to stop them.
Oh, Hyunbin catches whiff of what's going on, though. He's hearing you hyping up Alpha Game, and he wants to cool them off immediately and show that DRX is still here to play on day 2, that they're not cooling off. In a good spot overall in the standings, but they really want to see if they can run away with a nice point accumulator on this one. Doc from the side being shot at. That's 4 Thrives to get the knockback onto him. Got the quick run in. Top looking to at least maybe save his mate. Hyunbin, Molly in the back. Flames go up, keep him pinned.
Doc's down here. Great shots through the smoke. Hyunbin takes a nade just to the forehead, but he headers it away. And it will keep him alive for the time being. Another nice air burst, but they're sending one far, and it gets both of them. Doc's down. Top takes a tumble. And it might just be the elims they find this match. In the meantime, it is Sizzy who does find a player up towards Regnum Kai. That's Loxy right in the background. Luckily, Silas is nearby. Might be able to go for the res here, but the blue is pushing in.
Got to be quick about this. No opportunity to dilly-dally. They got a clean house and then make their move. They dive in for the finish off onto top. It's all about Zjol. Had cover to work with, but no more. Shut down as they finish him up there. They can quickly loot and set their focus on the zone with the 4 Thrives POV here as well.
For Alpha Gaming, though, there was that delay, right, where they were just, quite lazily picking up the death crates there. And I think in that instance, when you don't have sight lines over towards that plateau, you've got to assume there's going to be a team there. Alpha Gaming, I think after that explosive start to the game for them, they slowed it down just a little bit too much. I think they need to be thinking about their next maneuver there. Regnum Kai up to 6 elims. At the moment, 1,500 damage in the match. There's Noki fanning one over towards Ketch as they were trying to rotate over towards the backside of Vision.
Fireflux is really being trapped between a rock and a hard place. DRX on the move after their stop to loot. Ooh, just in the back of Regnum Karia, nade over towards them. Waiting on the belly for the sideline swipe. If they're not ready for this, you could really be in a good position to cause turmoil. Cook on the nade as well. Close spacing on them. If this is on target, opportunities for the damage.
That's unreal.
Massive nade in, opens it up, commits off the back. They've got the nade primed as well, so it's opportunity for Regnum Karia here. Up close with the DPS defense on the front line, looking for more. Through the smoke, bullets go out, it connects. Toss pick down.
Silas got a big jump ahead of him now. Tries to go for one more, but it's Rosemary. Looking to get into the fight, it's a Rose Hail Mary.
4 Thrives as well. They sense the opportunity to strike. Everyone's attention turned towards the front. They're in the back and they're biting down. Regnum Karia fully out of commission. Rosemary throws another clip in and looks to unload Misery.
4 Thrives, they're not done yet. They hear all this happening in the wings and they're looking to clip some of their own. Sizzy on the barest amount of HP. Any of those nades start to go a little bit left and they find a lot more. Regnum Karia just getting impaled from both sides.
This has been 4 Thrives with the eyes in the back of their head as well. The amount of fights they've been able to realize are worth instantly engaging off. It's been clean decision making. Again, another big game for elims individually as well. I mean, 6 right now in the lobby. Still in a great spot overall for the outcome of the game of how they've been playing. It's such close grouping as well. Alter Ego, DRX, and 4 Thrives all on top of each other.
It's a good third party they come in for as well, because they know as a 3-man unit, they don't have the massive amount of firepower that some of these other teams had in that moment. So they take their opportunity. They know we have to have some kind of influence here. As soon as they see Alter Ego on that high ground, they back it up and they'll just let them pick up the remainder of the boys over on DRX. Sizzy down low, DBS in hand.
Such an uncomfortable angle. They're so focused on area denial over towards 4-5s. They know he's there, but it's the peek into it. He makes the heads-up call, goes for the sprint up. Oh, trying to keep him guessing with the Texas two-step, but it's not enough. Alter Ego, grab onto that one. Goodbye, DRX.
This is crazy. It's been a 7 elim match into an 8 elim match. We're taking it one more with a 9 elim match so far for Alter Ego. It's been a good day for them. And you're right, they didn't have that pretty bad early start, and it's only played into their hands here. But they've been able to have a pretty damn good game off the back of this. Rosemary with another.
Rosemary bowling right now. On point. HE blowing him to bits. Peeks up for the fight as well. Shots down range. Got to tuck in. He's got cover to play with. Top himself back up. It's okay. A little bit of cover as well for 4-5s. They can deviate further back from this. Zone on the move as well.
Aaron, Lone Ranger, off in the distance there for Ida. Probably the best player on the squad, I would say, for that team. Closely followed by Darkin. See what he can get done all on his lonesome, but I think his position's about to be revealed. They drive right past him.
Keeps himself out of dodge for now. This is the two-player solo split as well from Vision that could potentially have an opportunity to get stuck in and slow down what is otherwise a rapidly accumulating speed here for the Alter Ego squad. Noki on the move up, shot from the side. He's got to instantly hit the floor and try and top himself back up. Bullets barely whizzing by him towards the right-hand side. That's where Vision have been lurking. T24's POV here. Still nades to play with in the back pocket, 2 remaining. Casts out the first jump in the vehicle, try to make the move. Oh, Noki on target, Rosemary down.
From the side as well, it's a great position he gets him round, and almost guesswork here on the nades. And Alva off in the distance hits the deck. That shot's coming through from Marcelo on Vision. All of a sudden, it's just Moana. Volt's gonna swing round, get some Vision on. They've had a passive game here of Volt, but they've got a significant position. Moana's going to try and pick up Rosemary, but it's Aaron to strike from the back line.
Been biding his time for so long, but finally shows up to the party. Vehicle on fire, his cover's being taken away from him, physically ripped away as the bullets come down. T24 got Vision back over onto that side. The last 3 remaining squads fighting amongst one another. 2 duos, 1 solo, trapped behind the tree. Nade coming over from Volt, trying to get that right on target, just short.
He is dropping the fog of war in front of him. Try and keep himself in this when the circle's moving. It does benefit him, goes up towards that north side, but he has to move out of this hard cover. Have to pick his fights well, but that move maneuver actually gets him 3rd place, and Alter Ego just don't check the position as they send fast past it.
It's a haunting position for the knock-on effect it's had in the game, stealing away that 3rd place from right underneath their nose.
He's hitting hard on the 4-3s, by the way.
Keeping him pinned in. Making it uncomfortable. I mean, if he does go for the late wrap-up, like they've got the read onto him, but right now he's comfortable to stay in position. Bullets seem and connect now. Yeah, no cover to work with, removed from the zone. He goes down. We leave it up, of course, to our last 2 squads then. Vision up against 4-5s.
They were close to a chicken dinner earlier today on Sandhawk. Now looking to pick up one for themselves. The Vision, who looked like they were pretty unhappy that Aaron Gold getting a win here would be phenomenal. But this is a ballsy maneuver from Volt. He gets the eyes on, he gets the information, but at what cost?
The fact he's actually able to get himself back out from the scouting play in the car and top himself back up is miraculous. The peek up from Noki, it felt like it was over, and this is just an absolute head-to-head, nothing between you. Zone forcing you further forward. All comes down to the scrap on this one.
So 9, they're going to send 2 out. Noki's got to hit hard onto this one. Does it connect in the first place? Gets 1, gets 2, and Noki goes for an unbelievable 1v2 in the vehicle. It looked close, but the bumper stopped short. Superman letting that thing roll straight into him.
And he should be hyped off the back of that one. You said sometimes we cut to their POV. They don't look elated, they don't look ecstatic, but they deserve that one. A hype up with 4-5s on top again and again.